Yeah, so here I am, take two. I'm at the Land Rover Auto Jumble in Ripon, North Yorkshire. It's Land Rover 4x4. When I say take two, I mean this is since owning my Land Rover Defender, this is only my second Auto Jumble. I'm starting to see why people like them so much. It's not just about buying parts, it's the atmosphere, the people and the stories behind the old kit. The first Auto Jumble I went to was in Newbury, and that was about a month ago, and that was a very large Auto Jumble. It was very spread out, and that had a lot of sellers selling stuff other than Land Rover parts and kit. There seems to be quite a mix here today, but I'd say it's predominantly parts for series Land Rovers, which I'm very interested in. I'm not exaggerating here, but I reckon from one of these Auto Jumbles you could probably build the best part of a series Land Rover. I could say without hesitation that if you're into classic Land Rovers, this is the kind of place you want to be. Rows of stalls and piles of parts, and plenty of hidden gems if you take the time to look. Also, reassuringly, most of the sellers have got price tags on all the parts they're selling. I personally like that because it gives you a starting point, or gives me a starting point, as to see if something's a bargain or if I feel it's a bargain. And I'm not exaggerating, most of the stuff here I thought was a great bargain. Even the newish stuff like this carpet stuff and soundproofing and insulation. There's obviously the used tool stands with other stuff, paraphernalia like farmyard stuff, agricultural stuff, which I suppose goes in hand with Land Rover. This guy here was obviously selling interiors for, I'd say, Discoveries or something like that. But in general, body parts, they seem abundant for older Land Rovers and Defenders. If you're interested in buying a Land Rover, either a Defender or a series or a project, this seems to be the place to come. This one, however, although it's immaculate, is a little bit rich for my pocket. Compared to the other Auto Jumble that I went to, people really seem to be buying stuff at this Auto Jumble. For instance, this cage, I saw two guys walking off to the car park with this later on. It really is a bit of a treasure hunt. Some of the stuff's rare, some of the stuff's random, and some of the stuff, well, only a Land Rover owner would want or understand it. When working on a Land Rover, I don't think there can be anything more satisfying than needing a specific part, coming to a place like this, finding it, and then getting it for a bargain price. Here's a potential project my wife fell in love with, £3,000 or nearest offer. Apparently it runs, it's got a diesel engine. I'd say, looking at it, the bodywork needs a little bit of attention. In fact, I dare say that any body panels that it might require, I wouldn't be surprised if they're not available at this Auto Jumble, or somebody will know where there's a specific body panel available. But in general, this seems to be not in bad condition. It probably needs a new chassis. It definitely needs a new bulkhead. But £3,000 for a project like this, I don't know if that's a good value or not. There are always plenty of vintage jerry cans at £10 each. Two sugars, no milk, please. There are definitely more people buying stuff on this Auto Jumble, and I think that's because everything's priced up. You're not too shy to ask how much it is and be so shocked when they tell you the price. I also wonder if the sellers have realised that by putting a reasonable price ticket on an item, there's more chance of somebody making an impulse buy. It's all to do with marketing. I'm not so sure if that's a reasonable price. Reassuringly, there's always a stand with brand new tyres at a very reasonable price, and I'm sure that when I need tyres for my Defender, which is not going to be long, I'm going to come to a place like this to get them. I don't think this vehicle's for sale. I think the vendor is very proud of it. He's just opened the bonnet so people can have a look after they've looked at the stuff that he's selling. Once again, all this stuff is very reasonably priced. I just can't bring myself just to buy it willy-nilly. I need to have something specific to buy. I can't just buy random nuts and bolts, although I'd like to. I'd just be wasting my money. This is one of the stalls that was selling unrelated Land Rover stuff. However, I think when working on my Land Rover, sometimes I think one of these axes might come in handy. I don't know what the attraction is, but I do like to see a static engine running. Yes, I did say running.
Smoky on top end.
It was a bit, yeah. I don't know why.
Although this is only my second Auto Jumble, I find the most interesting part of the day is walking back to my vehicle and looking at all the variations of the Land Rovers and Land Rover Defenders that there are in the car park. Perhaps the organisers should get together and arrange at these functions to have all the Land Rovers and Defenders all parked in one spot, like a kind of a rogues gallery, so that people like me could have a good look around them, and it would also give the drivers a good opportunity to show their vehicles off without judgment if they wanted to. Yeah. That was a great day out, definitely worth the trip. And what a great place North Yorkshire is. I didn't go to the Auto Jumble with a shopping list, but I still managed to find a few interesting bits. If you've been to one of these auto jumbles before, you'll know that it's as much about the people as it is the parts. So thank you Land Rover Monthly, and thank you Yorkshire. It was a really good event, I felt, and my wife and I really enjoyed it. Now we can get back on to what my wife's really looking forward to, and that's getting our Land Rover ready for our next great adventure. Thank you for watching, and if you can, please subscribe.